It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your statewide forecast update. And Brian Parton in Talladega already setting up things in the Talladega infield last night. This is from the evening where you got the sunset starting to happening, so nice shot there from the infield looking towards the grandstand there, and we'll have more on the Talladega forecast coming up in a little bit. Our sky watcher in Fayette in Geneva County, James Meistetek, a beautiful view here of a pond with a reflection as the sun is coming up this morning. The blue skies there, and blue skies are certainly continuing to hang in there. You can see looking at our satellite and radar, nothing to show, no returns on the radar, nothing showing up in the satellite data across the state. So we expect that to continue for at least another couple of days. Another warm one out there as well. Spanish Fort, beautiful view there looking across the bay. It's 83 degrees, and you can see that the dew point's inched up just a little bit here in the last couple of days. And we'll expect that to happen a little bit more as we get into the weekend ahead of this next weather system, as we see some return flow coming in off the Gulf eventually. But most of the state's still pretty dry out there. Dozier's blue skies, 76 degrees, dew point's at 57. Saw a little smoke plume out here yesterday afternoon. I think that probably was a controlled burn because I don't see any evidence of it anymore at this point. So again, just a beautiful view there looking off to the west in Dozier. As we move further to the north, Mount Cheaha, beautiful view there, blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. Notice a little bit of color trying to happen here in these upper elevations. Of course, most of the state is a lot lower than this. Not seeing this type of color change yet, but we've seen some cool mornings recently. You've also got the drought stress as a factor here that would make these maybe change a little bit earlier than they would otherwise. Our main fall color season really is a few weeks away, but nice to see some of this starting to happen in the upper elevations there, and beautiful shot there. And Huntsville, beautiful as well, and maybe trying to get a few peaks of color up there atop Monte Sano as well. Blue sky, 67 degrees, with a dew point of 51, and a little bit of a breeze, but nothing super significant. Highs across the state yesterday, it was warm again. Huntsville got to 82 degrees. Look at Birmingham at 89. The record yesterday was 90 degrees in Birmingham, so they almost got there, but didn't quite make it. Montgomery got to 88, same thing in Dothan, and Mobile got to 87 degrees. And this morning, despite the warm temperatures yesterday, we've continued to see this trend of being cool in the mornings with the dry air in place. So we got down to 52 in Brooklyn from Gary McGriff. John Talbot in Hueytown hit 55. Don Culver in Rainbow City, 57. Jordan Housen in Chelsea hit 59. And Mike Thomas in Lake Martin got down to 60 degrees. And temperatures right now, we've started to get into the 70s already pretty much across the board, and a few 80s out there, but 75 in Clanton, 71 in Anniston, 73 in Coleman, and we're hitting 80 in Geneva already, and in Atmore, and 81 in Andalusia. So starting that warm up there, and we could certainly touch 90 degrees down there in a few spots, and I think that's, somewhat likely. Looking at the forecast highs, we're not showing it on the map, at 89 degrees in Andalusia, 88s from Geneva to Dothan to Monroeville to Atmore, Chatham, so lots of potential there to maybe touch 90 degrees, more like low to mid 80s in the Tennessee Valley, however. And what we're watching for today through the weekend, so we'll be warm and dry for a few more days, but then rain returns mainly on Sunday, although there could be a scattered shower or two in a few spots on Friday, maybe even on Saturday, but it's really the main show will be as we get through midnight Saturday night into noon Sunday. Could see a little bit earlier in the northwestern corner of the state than that, late Saturday night into Sunday morning. This could linger a little bit later in the southeastern corner of the state for Sunday, but that's kind of your main time frame for the main event. Rain amounts at 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and those are going to be decreasing as you move from north to south. So better chances of an inch of rain to the north. Down towards the southeast, you're going to see fairly meager accumulations, it's looking like at this point. Futurecast for the next couple of days looks still very calm. Tonight, nothing to show. It's just going to be clear skies and comfortable weather. As we get into tomorrow, a few more clouds start to build in as we start to get a little bit of this return flow of moisture from the Gulf. So we start to turn those winds around, and it's trying to show a few showers in some of the southwestern portions of the state. So Escambia counties, Monroe County, Conecuh, Baldwin. You could see a shower or two. Don't be surprised if you see a shower or two. However, the rest of the state completely dry out there for Friday. Saturday, we continue to return the moisture, and so we could see a few more showers. Again, very isolated. Most places will not get anything, but you could see a few there in the southwestern part of the state. And you've also got some potential in the northern part of the state, but really, again, the main show would really be late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. And here's a look at that. So Sunday at midnight, we got maybe a few showers in the southwestern, western part of the state. The main line of showers and thunderstorms looking likely to still be to the west a little bit. Could be a little bit ahead of that. We'll see how the exact timing works out as we get a little bit closer. But you can see here that as we move into early Sunday morning, heavier showers and thunderstorms in the Tennessee Valley around Huntsville, moving towards the east, and really more showers to the south. Best dynamics for this system is further to the north, so we're expecting better chances of thunderstorms and maybe a few strong thunderstorms in the Tennessee Valley, but further south, Birmingham and places to the south of that should be mainly just a few showers, and we're not looking at super heavy rain with most of this that's going to be coming through the southern half of the state. Sunday at 8 a.m., scattered showers still around the state. And then the big time on Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m., when the Talladega race starts, that's going to be, looks like at this point, starting to clear out, showers starting to end there. So it's looking pretty good now that they'll be able to get in the race most likely without hopefully too much delay, but might have to let things dry out a little bit towards the beginning. And as we get into looking a little bit further ahead, Tuesday, another cold front's looking like it's going to come through, mostly dry, but a few scattered showers possible, nothing significant, but it mainly will just reinforce the cooler and drier air mass. Now looking back at Saturday, again, the severe weather outlook from the SPC has been issued for mostly further to the west of us. That's where you have the yellow slight risk for more organized thunderstorms. Just the northwestern sliver of Alabama is in that level 1 marginal risk. And that's, again, going to be for late Saturday night into Sunday morning. And we would expect just maybe a few stronger storms. We'll monitor the radar as always, but you can see the Sunday outlook. There's no defined Sunday outlook at this point from the SPC. Could change. We'll monitor that to see if they put any sort of marginal risk maybe for the northern part of the state for Sunday. It's drought monitor day, and last week we saw the extreme drought start to make it into the west central part of the state, and unfortunately this week it has expanded further to the south. We've also seen severe drought begin to move into the southern part of the state, places like Covington County, Escambia, also into Conecuh, Butler. Looks like we've got Coffee and Dale getting in on it, Pike and Barber, we've got Geneva. So we've also seen the extreme drought start to sneak into the southeastern corner of Houston County as well. Really no change in the Tennessee Valley, and not much change down in the coastal counties either. Rainfall outlook, it's not going to help us a whole lot really, because most of the rain in the places that don't need it quite as much with this next cold front coming through. So maybe around an inch or a little bit more there, where they could get some heavier thunderstorms Sunday in the Tennessee Valley. As you move to the south, raining totals decrease. Still could get 3/4 of an inch in places like Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. But as you move to the south, places like Troy, Eufaula, Dothan may only get about 1/10 of an inch or less. Unfortunately, might get a little bit of help in some of the worst areas here, maybe a 1/2 inch or so in some of these spots that are under the extreme drought, but still not a massive amount of help. Yellowwood 500 forecast is looking pretty nice for most of the weekend for sure. And you can see Friday looks good, warm and dry, highs in the 80s. Saturday, increasing clouds, maybe partly sunny, but still good. And we don't really expect the showers that could be around in a few spots to really be in Talladega at that point. And then again, for Sunday, for race day, we expect to see the showers pretty much ending by the time the race starts. So again, we'll continue to fine tune that if anything changes, but that's what it's looking like right now. Here's your 7-day forecast for North Alabama. So warm and dry the next couple of days. We see the lows starting to come up a little bit as the moisture increases. Spot shower possible on Saturday in a few spots, but the main show really is late Saturday night, early Sunday morning as those showers and thunderstorms move through here, and then things start to cool off a little bit. Maybe a few showers around on Tuesday, but mainly just cooling off a good bit as we head into next week. And then for South Alabama, going to be very warm down there today. Many places approaching 90 degrees. Still dry though, and as we get into Friday and Saturday, it might cool off just a little bit, and then best chance of rain coming in with the cold front, mainly in the kind of later morning into the afternoon hours of Sunday. But again, as you move to the southeast, lesser rain chances and less chance of significant rain. And then again, we kind of see things calm down again as we head into next week. Well, that is your Alabama forecast update. We appreciate you watching us here on the Alabama Weather Network.